Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, and welcome to those on Instagram. Welcome to those on Facebook, YouTube. This is another evening, which is Thursday evening, Thursday, the 28th of July, 2022. And welcome to another evening of Talk and Sip, which is not Talk and Sip. The reason why I said Talk and Sip is because I saw someone who's coming on the show drinking, and I got confused thinking it is Talk and Sip tonight. But no, this is In Review, where we look at some of the news. And one of the things that we want to talk about is, and I'm sure you'd be, sorry, very interested in this. Why are the gas companies making so much money off our back when they're actually making billions in, what should I say, profits? British gas owners Centrica and Shell see profits soar bill high. TV cameras in England and Wales, criminal courts. Is it going to be like America? Getting some excitement in court, but unfortunately, just going to be seeing the judges. What tax would you like the next PM to cut? And more Tory leadership do rivals. Right now, I'm standing here. I'm looking at. I'm not standing. I'm sitting here. I'm looking at a debate which is going on in Leeds now with Nick Ferrari, Liz Truss, and Rishi Sunak. Still no trace of Donnelly, ladies and gentlemen. That's a young lady who has been missing in Jamaica. Nobody can find her, but we understand that her boyfriend has been arrested, and they are developing developments. And the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham. That's a big thing going on. Are you going to the Commonwealth Games? And if not, why shouldn't you? Well, what can I say? Sharika, how you doing?
Yes, hello guys. How are you?
I'm cool in the Malibu, you know what I'm saying? Let me turn this down.
I was hoping you would call name and who was drinking on the show. This is a name and shame. We take accountability for what's going on. So let's just kickstart with what's in house.
Well. I mean, you're. When I saw the drink and you said you're drinking, I said this is not talk and sip. But at the same time, might as well go for it. You know, might as well we just have a drink. You know what I'm saying? I'm just drinking. I'm drinking water and minding my own business. What about you?
Right. I thought it was talk and sip. I decided to make a wonderful Blue Lagoon Caracal concoction. It's so good, guys. Cheers.
Oh, cheers! It's unfortunate I'm having this bottle. You know, I'm in soccer. You know, like the footballer. You know, but Saturday night we had Sharon Thompson, who was here from Birmingham, and she was talking about the Commonwealth Games. I think might as well we just talk about the Commonwealth Games straight away. I mean, are you going to the Commonwealth Games, the big one?
No, but I registered for tickets, and the tickets were between the lowest cost tickets were, if you're over 16, were somewhere between 60 to 80 pounds, and it's quite steep. And then I thought to myself, is that the price in Jamaica? If you went to Champs or one of those things, would it be 6 grand, 8 grand? I don't know, but it was quite pricey.
Well, I'd rather watch my son run and my daughter run than take them away to Birmingham. I'm going to Birmingham now at this time. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I think one of them was yesterday, Wednesday. I remember one being on Wednesday. That was the 100 meters finals.
Really?
I was looking. Yeah, that's the 100 meters men and women finals. And that ticket was quite pricey, which I mean, they have to recoup their money somehow.
Yeah. I don't know, Sharika. We're having some good glitches. You're hearing some sounds from your side. But I don't know what it is. I guess because you're drinking Red Bull and stuff like that, making a glitch in there. I don't know if you heard. I don't know if you can hear the glitching sound.
I can't hear the glitching sound, but I'm always disappointed when sound's not good.
Well, I'll do something, and you'll see a little. It's gonna look as if I'm gone, but I'm not gone. So I'll just do something right here. You stay right here. Just good at it. I switch you around. How that sounds?
Okay, let's see. Is that better?
It still is there. It still is there, but it doesn't have the glitch which it had.
Take this out. Holy Ghost, man. Let's see. This out. Okay. How is that something?
Now, put that back in. Put that back in.
No. This was just a mouse.
Well, you did something a while ago, and it changed the dynamics of the sound.
All I did was take the mouse out.
Well, I don't know what you did, but it changed the dynamics of the sound.
All right.
Yeah. Maybe because you came up a bit closer.
Is that better?
Yeah. Don't worry. We work with the program.
Oh.
Sure. You know. There's something that I wanted to talk about, and it's the first topic, which is this high, massive cost of the British gas companies, who are just really, I believe, taking the mick, man. British gas owners Centrica and Shell see profits soar as bills rise. And if I just share the screen, see what I'm looking at, it is totally crazy. Look at that. British gas owners Centrica and Shell see profit soar as bills rise. British gas owners Centrica and Shell have posted huge due to rising energy prices as UK households face even higher energy bills. Centrica half-year profits are 5 times higher than a year earlier, while Shell reported record profits for the period April to June period. This is crazy, Sharika. You know?
Yes.
You know, I don't know what you talk about. Are you gonna that is where people need to actually pick it. That's where
are people annoyed that businesses make profits nowadays? Is that what the issue is?
No, Sharika, it's not that people are worried about and having a problem with companies making profits. I think what is happening is that these guys are making some bumper profits at the same time while the cost of living is going up. I mean, I don't know when last you go to the petrol station and see how high it is.
Yeah, I do go to the petrol station. I fill up my tank every. Can you hear me? Okay, I'm kind of.
I can hear you clearly.
Perfect, because I've been fiddling around with the back office and MacBook. So as long as you can hear me, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
I do. I'm a owner of vehicle, so I do use diesel, and I do use the fuel. And I mean, it is wringing my neck like everybody else's. But what always gets to me is when people get so irritated at companies making a profit. And I just want to know what is the irritation? Is it that they should make a profit? Is it that they should lower the cost of petrol now that they are making a profit?
Well, I think the whole thing since the war with Russia and Ukraine, it has created an impact on the supply and all. And these companies, for some reason, that their profits, their petrol and the oil or the gas and the diesel has to go up for some reason. But at the same time, while they're putting it up because of so-called supply and demand or whatever, I'm not an economist, so I put my hand up there. The same period of time, they're making so much more money than previous times. And at the same time, people are actually suffering. I mean, the first thing that people are actually saying to the new leaders, either leader of the Conservative or either Rishi Sunak or Liz Truss, what are you going to do with this high cost of living? Because oil, petrol, gas, diesel affect everything. When that guy go and pick up his groceries or whatever, even Sainsbury delivering groceries, they're realizing that the cost of petrol is high. They've got to feed that back in. That's what the issue is, Sharika.
Yes, so it goes back to the government. So if we start to shift, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly. Yeah.
Right, perfect. Hi, Diane Marie Samuels. She's with us tonight. I mean, Sylbourne, I never get riled up over companies making profits. I don't know. I need somebody to show me a different perspective. Maybe one of the audience members.
Oh, you're making so much money, you don't feed it.
No. I need someone in the viewers to kind of increase my knowledge on why this is an issue when a private entity company makes a profit. If we redirect the concerns to the government lowering or subsidizing so that the companies can make a profit and can afford, then I don't know, maybe I can understand.
Listen, people keep blaming government all the while and stuff like that, even though I know that a lot of it has taxes on it. Martin Lewis says energy, Martin Lewis says energy bills at a desperate point. The soaring cost of energy has hit crisis point and more help is needed to struggling households.
Do you know why the people blame government though, Sylbourne? It's because we pay so much taxes. A lot of people pay a lot of taxes. A lot of people, there was a breakdown, and I'll send this to you via WhatsApp shortly, that shows you how much tax you're paying. I'll go through this now, and then you could share it on your screen so that the viewers can see what a person who earns 25k a year paying tax, a person who earns 30k, a person who earns, let me quickly find it, and I think it goes up to 100k. I found out that the Prime Minister earns £157,000 a year, because this is my interest area. Bear with me 1 second, guys. So, but you can keep talking. I'll just find this for you. Because I have it right here. It takes me 2 seconds.
Just to educate persons a bit more at the same time, even though people know these things. Money expert Mr. Lewis said people are panicking, warning it will be desperate when bill rises this winter, right? And it's going to throw money. Also, let me just check something. Dion is saying that she's hearing music. I can't hear any music. Are you hearing music, Sharika?
You were playing background music, yes.
Yeah. Is it gone now?
It's gone now, yes, which is much better, really.
Right. Yes. Dean, let me know if the music is high. Because I think I turned off the music now. There's no music playing. So that's supposed to be okay. What Martin Lewis actually is talking about here is that it's going to throw many households into a terribly difficult financial situation, he told the BBC Today program, and gas, many people are blaming that this is because of the gas prices jump as Russia cuts German supply, right? European gas prices rose almost 2%, trading close to the record high set after Russia invaded Ukraine. Critics accuse the Russian government of using gas as a political weapon. But at the same time, if it has been used as a political weapon, the question you have to ask yourself is, how comes these companies are making so much profit? You send me something, Sharika, yeah?
Yes.
Let's navigate this.
What I sent to Sylbourne, guys, is a breakdown of salary. I love knowing how much people earn, even though no one ever tells me. And I love knowing how much tax they pay, because I'm always feeling as if I'm being robbed. A debate that I had recently was, is paying tax fraudulent, which I know we will cover in your show, a conversation on tax. So a lot of people are always looking to the government because they pay taxes and they want to see how the money.
Seems like one of your stream is having connection issues. They're trying to fix it. I'm getting a message here. Seems like one of my streamers having connecting issues. Are you with Flow or Digicel? Which one are you with?
Me live foreign. I think I'll just come out of this, because when I watch it back and I see the bad view, I just get really annoyed.
Yeah, don't worry about it still at the same time, But keep talking. I'm trying to find this image to put up here at the same time, Sharika. But you say you find it fascinating when it comes on to figures.
I do find it fascinating when it comes to figures, and it gives everyone an insight on
why this is coming. Yeah. Go on.
It gives everyone an insight on what is going on in terms of salary and how cost of living. It's that we found out that Jamaicans are earning 9,000 Jamaican dollars a week. That is the minimum salary. That's the normal minimum wage salary that your bartenders will get, the people who probably work at Juicy Beef, don't sue me, I'm just giving an example, but those are kind of the earnings that people are getting, 9,000 Jamaican dollars a week. Right, so yeah, this
Yeah.
is what I sent, Sylbourne. Can you hear me okay? Is it glitching?
I can hear you. There's a glitch sound, but we're going to work with it. Yeah. But keep talking. Yeah.
What do you
It's not cutting out. It is clear. We're not losing your words, but there's a little chick sound above it. But at least the most important thing is that we can hear, Sharika, because you got people in this world don't have the ability to hear. So give God thanks that we can hear. So I'm
That's
looking at the
true.
positive side. Yeah. So you're explain what you're talking about there with these figures.
Right, so this is a salary versus a take home. So I don't think this is quite accurate, to be honest with you, but we'll just work with it anyway. Some of it is a little bit, it's less than what people do take home, but it all depends on if you've got like student finance payments coming out and pension. They haven't, I can tell from here that they haven't included pension, to be honest, and student loan deductions. So for now, what you see on the screen is somebody who's earning 25,000 UK sterling pounds. They will probably take home by the end of the deduction 20k. That's ridiculous. And your monthly take home would be around £1,709, and your total is pretty self-explanatory. Then you jump down to the bigger figures of 120,000, and the total deduction is £55,000.
Yes.
So these are why people have conversations about, and most people sit around the 50k, 40, 50, 60k mark is the average salary. 30, 40, 50k. It's very difficult having these conversations because you don't know what where everybody stands. But yes, that's how do you find those figures? What do you think of them?
Well, the most important thing when you see these figures is that you want to try to go higher, because one of the philosophy they say at times is the more tax you pay, that means to say you're making more. But what you do is find clever accountants. That's what many people do. Find clever accountants, Erika. I think those figures sometimes are there without clever accountants.
Well, accountants don't let you save your money. It just redirects what you can spend your funds on. So an accountant doesn't allow you to take home more money. A smart accountant just suggests clever ways of spending so you don't feel as if you're being robbed. So instead of you trying to heap up certain things, your accountant says, look, here are some clever ways of spending so that you can see what your earnings are in the physical form, basically. So you can redirect some of your spending towards clothes, which you could then write off as uniform when you buy your vehicle.
But Sharika, that's the same point here, because total deductions here does not include money that you use for the house and those write-off things.
No, this is national insurance. This is your 45.
So you need clever accountants that can help you to direct the things properly.
Well, you will still have to pay the national. It depends on if you're PAYE or if you've got your own company. That's the next thing. So if you're PAYE, this is not, you can't change that. That's your national insurance. You only get a rebate when it's time to get your money back. But if you are a limited company and this is your earnings, then that's where you quote unquote clever accountants suggest clever spending. But if you are working for somebody, you have to pay the tax, which is why.
So therefore this is seed money then.
This, if you look at this as a salary, if you're in a paid employment, you're working for somebody else, you're going to pay that amount of money out. You can't escape it.
So therefore this is seed money.
I don't know what that means, so I'm so sorry.
Seed money is money. Seed money is money that you
Now you're cutting out. I'm sorry.
I'm cutting out because you can't hear me, or cutting out because you don't understand me? Which one it is?
No, I'm cutting out because
can you hear me?
The actual video cut out, I'm afraid. Sorry.
Yeah. Let me just check something. See, okay, but I don't know if the cutting out is going on. What I was talking about there is, I think people would have to be shrewd now with the money that they make, and that to ensure that they're investing in some respect, because that money is just going to go down the drain, all of the money right there, at the same time, even though we're talking about high cost of living, but people have to start to put things away or invest it in some respect, or just going to keep going on. That's why I call it seed money, because the seed money is there to help you to build and to start some sort of business. So therefore, the clever accountant can kick in properly.
Well, like I said, Sylbourne, because I've had experiences with these people. If you are a limited company, and this is for all my self-employed people out there, which I once was, a clever accountant is not gonna you a clever accountant just allows you to cleverly spend your money so you don't feel as if you're wasting it, but you still have to account for what you're spending to show that it's justified. So
Yeah,
you
but what I'm trying to say is that the clever accountant, if anything, is what you just said: direct you and guide you how to utilize your money to the best of your ability. And that is why people even talk about um, put your money in trust or don't put your money in trust. I don't know. They talk about how you deal with these sort of things. And what I was saying about creating a company, because when you create a company, of course, you're going to have corporation tax and all those sort of things, which I'm not an accountant or a financial expert. But by creating extra streams of income, then you're finding yourself in a position where you can maneuver better. Because if you just rely on the 9 to 5 or the list which you put out there, that is really straight. That is straight salary, whereby you cannot dent it by any, you can't wiggle around that, as you rightly say. The NIS and the tax will come out the same way. So people will have to use that sort of money as some sort of seed in it at the same to create wealth.
And
I
I
don't.
and I agree with you. I see what you're saying. So you're saying use your salary money to try and set up a foundation where you can grow your own money. Um,
Yeah.
but when you do decide to grow your own money, this is what the debate we had recently was on, is that they tax you somehow again. So whether you have to pay corporation tax, like you said, then you have to be responsible for your employees, then you have to talk about their pensions. So it's a lot of responsibility. So a lot of people do opt for doing the 9 to 5 because you take a lot of that responsibility off of your own neck, and you just kind of
Yeah.
take your money and save it and do whatever you want with it. But this is the reality of salaries. This is just the reality of it, and it's quite sad because if you put the let me get that image up on my side. If you okay, yes, there we go. If you're making 30K, which is roughly the average salary, roughly, I mean, some people will say no, my average salary is 80K. Right, whatever your average salary is, it's there. If you think about taking home, remember, this is not including, if you earn over a certain amount, you get a 45% tax or
Mm.
40% threshold. So remember, you're on 40K now. Let's say you're on 40K, you take 2,400, and then you have to take out your student loan money if you've got it. Then you have to take out your pension, which if you most people opt into like a nest pension. Then you have to
Yeah.
pay your rent because you're on 40K. You decide to get a 3 bedroom mortgage or a 2 bedroom rental property. So your rent is around 1,600. That's half your money gone. So that's
Mm.
how it's just getting
Yeah. Yeah.
outrageous.
Yeah.
If
I
if
hear what you're saying, and
But there's still glitches.
no, no, no. Keep talking. I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. I just
Money makes us all think about how we can reassess our own lives. This is the issue. When you talk about money, a lot of people do keep quiet because they think, oh my God, I need to earn more, or I need to be more careful, because if everybody is, well, most people who are in a salary job is one paycheck away from their life changing. Either,
yes. Yeah.
yeah, your life changing significantly, because if you lose your job and you're on 60 70K, you have to then find another 60 70K post, which is not the easiest thing to do in the world, because once you start going over your 40Ks, it's harder to kind of get another role which is comfortably in the 60K role.
And that is why it is very important for persons at this time to really look for different ways how they can create extra income by themselves, and just in case if the rug is pulled down. But anyway, but that was talking about the gas thing, and it's interesting that we talk about gas and the high cost of the petrol prices, and went into this, which is really important, because if you can't beat the system, you got to find some way how to earn. You know what I'm trying to say? If it's going up, you've got to somehow try to find ways of finding extra income to deal with it. Is that Kijani?
I've muted, but yes, my washing machine, she barks at it. I'm afraid, guys. Sorry, let me mute it.
That's all right. But listen, the other bit is, I don't know if you realize that the UK is turning out a bit like America in with cameras in court. Are you happy if you have a case for it to be to be shown?
Of course, it's transparency, it's educational,
Ah,
um, and that's why a lot of the citizens are very in tune with the law because they see it on television and they can say, "You can't open up my trunk unless you've got a warrant to search my vehicle," and that is something that we can learn from the transparency. We can educate ourselves. We can learn from other mistakes and not make them ourselves because we know what the consequences are. And also for them, they can say, well, you guys know if the information is out there. So if you decide to commit this act, so it also helps to kind of distribute the blame or the accountability, because you, instead of somebody goes, oh, I didn't know, you can say, well, the information is out there for you to have a look at.
yeah, yeah. But Sharika, you're talking about somebody using their camera.
Yes.
I'm talking about the court in the UK now
Yeah.
is talking about TV cameras in England and Wales criminal court
That's
on
what
the
I
news.
was referencing.
But so what you're trying to say then is you're comparing it a bit similar to when people are taping incidents which are happening out there, police shooting persons, the George Floyd thing.
No, I'm comparing it, if there's a courtroom, like in the criminal courts,
Mhm.
there's a in camera where you can record what's happening within that hearing. Is that, we're on the same page here? So
Yeah,
within
yeah,
the hearing, you can hear what the judge is saying, you can hear what the potential criminal or the alleged criminal is saying, and you can hear what the jurors are saying. Is that what we're talking
yeah,
about?
yeah. That's what is happening. Sentence
Yes.
hearings are witnessed daily by journalists, juries, victims, or their families. But until now, there are little understanding. Understood by the public because the detail is often simplified in daily news reporting.
Yeah.
So what this is moving away from the journalist, the reporter reporting things to us, but now people can watch it by themselves because of recent days. Um, you can see this is what
Would you stand up, please?
this is what it's gonna look like. I'll just share this clip here, and this is unfortunately it's not going to be showing all the what should I say, all the people or so. It's just going to be showing the judge, and I got a clip right here. It's on BBC, and everybody can see that. Let me see if I can find the clip here. BBC. Tory, where is it? Grand Killer. Yeah, that's it. This guy here. Can you see that person?
Yes.
Can you see?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Let me just mute this here.
these sentencing.
For some reason, the video didn't show properly because it shows a bit static. But what is going to happen now? It's only going to be focusing only on the judge for now. It won't be showing the in the docs. Somebody said they can't hear. Did he? Sorry, 1 second. Did you hear, Sharika? You weren't able to hear it either.
No.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, let me try again. Let's see if we can hear it again. Don't know what is happening.
Would you stand up, please?
Did you hear that?
I heard that, yes.
You heard that? Okay, let me do something here. Let me see if I can. Somebody said they can hear it now. Killer. Sorry, I'm not saying killer, but it's a killer, yeah. Okay, let me not mute myself because I believe maybe that is what happened. Can you hear?
The sentence I pass upon you is therefore one of life imprisonment with a minimum term.
Can you hear?
From that term you've spent on remand, which is 553 days. That deduction results in a term of 9 years and 63 days. Those numbers can be amended administratively if my calculation is incorrect.
Okay, I'll stop that. It's a BBC site, properly, but that's just a click one before. So that's what's going to happen now. It's not going to be shown all the different, like in America, we see the juries and you can see the drama and everything. It's just going to be focused really solely upon the judge at this time. And like Gary's like a judge, you know.
Gary! Oh.
Hey, Sharika.
Hello.
How are you?
Wow, this is a pleasant surprise. I'm very well. How are you?
Yeah, it's good to see you again.
And you?
Very good to see you.
And Gary, she's drinking. She said she thought it was talk and sip, so she have drinks.
So what's that then? What's that?
This is what's called a Blue Lagoon that I made myself.
So you could make one and share it with us here.
Of course, next time I'll make you all. Sylbourne is still waiting for my caramel pudding.
and so all I have to drink is saka, which is water. You know what I mean?
Alkaline water.
Alkaline water. You know what I mean? You know. Yeah, Gary. We were just talking about the courts in the UK now is going to be showing cameras in the Crown Court, criminal court, but it's just going to be the judge only. I was saying to Sharika, what does she think about it? And she made a good point about transparency as well. You know, so people are not just waiting to hear the reporters reporting, but they're actually able to hear the judge. And you know, I don't know actually if it's going to be only seeing the judge when the judge is speaking, or it's going to be showing right through. You know, what's your take on it?
I don't have thoughts. I'm quite Boris saga has completely
what Boris have to do with it?
me.
Boris is going soon. You keep when Boris goes, you're gonna still blame Boris.
Well, they should have a term called the Boris effect. Let me first say hi to my two fans, Michelle and Deanne. I mean, they've sent, you know, I think I've got 3 now. Sylbourne, I've got
Really?
the number 1, which is Michelle. Number 2 is Deanne, and number 3 now is Sharika.
I'm never number 3. I'm never a number 3. That's the first problem in that situation. I'm never the number 3. Sorry, no disrespect, Michelle. No disrespect, Deanne. Never a number 3.
Well, you're gonna have to fight it out between
oh my gosh.
Deanne and Michelle, because I don't want to get in between.
I'm just drinking water, minding my business.
Number 3, the second runner-up. Oh my God, I've been living with that title.
Hold on. 1, 2, 3.
Bronze
That's how it
place.
goes.
Oh my Lord.
That's how the runners do. 1, 2, 3. That's what they do. 1, 2, 3. Gary, I mean, you're down that side there. There's going to be a lot of running down in the Commonwealth in the next few days. Jamaica, 1, 2, 3. Then
No,
and
but
they're going to go to 1, 2, 3, 4 because they have co-op Dina, Asher Smith. What is it, Gary?
well, the thing about it, I mean, you must remember, Sylbourne. I'm not in Birmingham, You keep forgetting I'm in Leeds at the moment.
Leeds.
I just call that side. I just call everywhere on that side Birmingham. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm in Leeds, Sharika. This is where I am. I'm serving in my pastoral duties. I'm all the way north.
They said that Nick Ferrari was in Leeds doing something in the Conservative Party in Leeds today. There was an invite that Nick Ferrari would be there.
Is it?
Yes, they just had the debate with Rishi Sunak and Liz Truss a while ago. That just was completed, and I can show you a brief clip of it. I think it was Tory leadership. Rishi Sunak. There he is. I don't know who's supporting Rishi. There is a man. Show me the money.
Oh my God! If Rishi
I
wins,
delivered prescriptions out to elderly patients who couldn't come in and pick them up. I worked as a waiter in the local Indian restaurant, all because that was how we moved forward as a family.
oh my God!
And for my parents, the best way to provide a better future for their children was through education. And that is why they saved and they sacrificed to provide a brilliant education for their 3 children. And it's why today I believe that the most powerful way we as Conservatives can transform people's lives is through education. Graded here, they didn't.
That it's very important in the future that we never again become dependent on regimes that we can't trust. That is what's happened with Russia, less so for the UK than other European countries, but we need to learn that lesson for China as well. And we shouldn't be, whether it's critical minerals, whether it's oil and gas, we've got to be very careful because these are strategic industries and we need to make sure that the UK has resilient supplies from countries that we can trust.
Last year, you voted to effectively rework parliamentary rules to support Owen Paterson. We know what that did for Boris Johnson's reputation. Why did you do that? And do you regret it?
I think we all know that it was a mistake.
For you to vote that way?
Shouldn't.
The question is, who are you guys going to vote for? Can you hear me?
Well, I mean, I would go for. I can hear you. I mean, I would go for Liz Truss.
and that is why, Reverend Gary, I love you.
So what's wrong with the man?
You're a man of my own heart, even though you put me at number 3.
No, no, I did. Listen, and Michelle, you're gonna have to come and say something. You're really gonna have to come and say something. But I didn't mean it the way how it sounded.
So
And
what is it? So, go on, Gary. Yeah.
And the thing about it is that Sylbourne is not saying anything to help me. So that's why I need friends.
I think after a while you need the Holy Ghost.
Sylbourne is staying out of the cockfight.
Gary, I think you're using Digicel or Flow. I don't know. You guys keep using
Sylbourne,
Digicel
I
or
think
Flow.
I think maybe when you are setting up this, you've clicked on something because this is new that everyone's stuff is clicking out.
Well, why am I actually? Gary, are you using Digicel or Flow? Which one?
It's
No,
nice, yeah.
I think I'm using Huawei.
Huawei. Well, Dion Morris Samuel said, I do not run competition. I'm always
Me
first.
too.
You know, and things like that. You know, but yeah. But on a serious note, though, I mean, based on how things are going now, where do you see this leadership thing going?
Um, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that Rishi is going to make a good run, but I believe Liz is going to win. Why? Because the country is not ready
Mm.
for Rishi as yet. I don't think the country is ready for Rishi. Give him a couple more years. Liz has experience. I think that she's been in the cabinet. If I'm not mistaken, she's been in the cabinet longer than Rishi.
Yeah.
The world knows
Yeah.
her because she is the foreign secretary. So she has credibility. That is key in politics. Credibility.
No, no, not quite, because Hillary Clinton had the same kind of CV and she didn't do very well. So, I mean, we're not. It's not necessarily so much your CV when it comes onto these things, unfortunately, because Hillary still had that same thing, and then she just got wiped out last minute. But sorry, just thought I'd throw that in there.
No, but Hillary didn't have the credibility.
Hillary, yeah, she did. That was part of
Not
her.
Not well to me, not like Liz, because okay, Hillary Clinton, she has everybody in American politics to some extent knows that the Clintons have a huge machinery behind them,
Yeah.
huge machinery. So if you got a huge machinery like what the Clintons had, and she couldn't win, then something that says a lot, Sharika, because credibility means a lot in politics.
Yeah.
And if um if Liz, who has the same, okay, you said that they have around the same kind of same kind of CVs. You probably would know more on that than me because I haven't seen their CVs or as such. However, what Liz has, not probably the same machinery as Hillary, but what Liz has is political credibility amongst the world leaders because she represents the British government whenever she's traveling, and she's always out there. She's hardly at home, really. So I think when it comes to between the two, Rishi and Liz, Liz has it. And Rishi doesn't have it. Anyway, he doesn't have the credibility. Even though Hillary didn't win when she ran, she has more credibility than Rishi, far more, and she's got far more experience, really. If you're going to weigh the political might that both have had to juggle.
We can't hear you, Sylbourne.
Can I hear you still?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I
better.
did that. I did that just to test if you guys were listening because I put it on mute. So just
How can we listen? How can we listen if you put it on mute still?
yeah. At the recent hustings there, the one which I just showed you, apparently Rishi Sunak, they brought up Boris. So about Boris and wanting to come back, and people disappointed that he's leaving. And there's a massive thunderous applause for Boris. you know, because people are seeing Rishi as a traitor, as a etto brute, a backstabber.
Yeah, well, look at what Rishi did. Look at what Rishi did. I mean, Rishi, he resigned. Yes. How many days later did Boris resign? How many days? Was it 2 days still?
Mm.
Okay, 2 days later, Boris resigns. How many days after did he release that video? Was
I
that 2
think
days?
I think 30 minutes after, but we only saw it 2 days
Okay.
later.
Now, how can you put a slick video together in 2 days like what he did? I mean, it was put together so that when Boris steps down, Rishi could put that out, and he did it. He timed it well. Rishi timed it well. Now, obviously, if that came out, Rishi would have something to say. Well, he didn't put it together like that, and he didn't have that in mind. Okay, if that's what he wants to, if that's what he's going to say to defend himself, that's fine. But at the same time, to put a slick video like what he did to be transmitted the day that he did it about he would like to run and be considered to be the next prime minister and leader of the Conservative Party. You know, it cannot be.
Remember what the guest said last week. Nothing is wrong with someone aspiring for high office and putting his cards out there and getting himself ready to push that button, because no prime minister remains. And I think the Conservative Party would have done themselves a great injustice if they are hearing signs of a prime minister stepping down and they call for him to go, and no one is out there preparing themselves to take over the mantle. And that is why they say the broad church of the Conservative Party has been commended to be able to put forth such credible or diverse candidates, 8, including Rishi Sunak. And I'm sure if you're there, Gary, you would have put forth your hat as well, wouldn't you?
Well, put it this way. I mean, would you vote for me, Sharika?
I'm not at third place. I mean, if I was bumped up to first, I could consider voting for you. But at third place, I'm joking. Of course, I will vote for you. I will vote for you, but I have to make you sweat. But I would have voted for you, of course. The I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen the video that Rishi put out. I didn't see it, unfortunately. I don't know. Have you got a copy of it, Sylbourne, to play?
Well, I don't have it to play right here now. That's a slick one, the black in the black outfit there.
Yeah.
Keep talking.
Yeah, I
I'll
haven't
find
seen the
it.
video. So without seeing the video, I don't know what kind of resources was put into making the video. But what I do know is Rishi is of wealth. And when you're of wealth, you can turn over a production within a day. He could say to somebody, look, there's rumors flying around that the prime minister is leaving. This is my opportunity. And to think that there wasn't whispers going around the cabinet saying, I think Boris is going to go, we will be naive to not know that there was some level of whispering, because whenever there's senior management leaving, whether people believe it or not, oftentimes people know. People can smell it in the air. There's Chinese conversations happening. There's, oh, he's leaving. Did you hear that he might be leaving? Blah, de, blah. And so Rishi, with his resources, because we know he's got the money, hired someone, got this production team, and got it done. And that's something I would do if I was in his position. Having said that, I don't like Rishi and I don't want him to win, because I don't like his whole approach. I think he's very condescending. I think he believes as if he is the savior of the saving grace, and the British public do not like leaders of that nature. They prefer a more they prefer the underdog, and Rishi is giving the presence of an American leader, which the country, like you said, Reverend Gary, is not ready for. Rishi, we're not ready for him to tell us what to do. We want you to negotiate with us on what we should do. We don't want you to tell us that this is what we need to do. And I'm learning that myself in leadership position, as I try and aspire myself into posts that are aiming high, that in this country, you don't tell people what to do. You make them think that they're telling you what to do, even though you're the leader of the situation.
Okay, I found a video, the one which you have issues with, Gary. You know, like the man. Yeah. Here we are.
Here we go.
Can you see?
Yes.
Okay.
Who boarded a plane armed with hope for a better life and the love of her family. This young woman came to Britain, where she managed to find a job. But it took her nearly a year to save enough money for her husband and children to follow her. One of those children was my mother, age 15. My mum studied hard and got the qualifications to become a pharmacist. She met my dad, an NHS GP, and they settled in Southampton. Their story didn't end there, but that is where my story began. Family is everything to me, and my family gave me opportunities they could only dream of. But it was Britain, our country, that gave them and millions like them the chance of a better future. I got into politics because I want everyone in this country to have those same opportunities, to be able to give their children a better future. Our country faces huge challenges, the most serious for a generation, and the decisions we make today will decide whether the next generation of British people will also have the chance of a better future. Do we confront this moment with honesty, seriousness, and determination?
What's wrong with that? That's inspiring, isn't it? That's very motivational.
That to be honest, as somebody who does videos, that's not a very difficult video to put together. It's well done. He's got the resources to get someone to do that in a day. That's fine.
So Gary, what's wrong with that?
No, man. I mean, I think to put something out like that within a couple, even if it was a day, it's very telling because Liz and the 5 others the 4 others that were with him never did that.
Because Rishi has the kind of temperament as an American. They get it done. They're on job. Whereas Liz and everybody are more subtle with their demeanor. I don't like Rishi. This is not a Rishi campaign. That video was irking every nerve in my body just now watching it because I know people like Rishi. I've studied around people like Rishi, and they really, up to this day, irritate me. So I feel as if Rishi just felt as if he had to put his best hat in the ring, sell himself, similar to an American, but I don't want him to win. And I think he's ridiculous because he thinks his education is better. He thinks his family did very well. And so everybody should follow the blueprint of his family. And that's not what it's about.
Well, the thing about it, Sil, let me say this, and it's to I think when listening to Sharika with that, all that is true. But you know what? If we be honest, Sil, if Rishi was in the Conservative Party 30 years ago, he would 30 years ago in this kind of atmosphere, he probably would be accepted. You know why, Sharika? Because it was people with money that was in Conservative Party. So I hear you, and you're right. But what is great in you, I think, and many others, is that it's being pushed in our faces now. And money, yes. But if you notice again, there's a lot of millionaires. You know, there's a lot of people with influence that's not so much of the conservative mind anymore. They're more within the Labour Party, Liberal Democrat, and again, some don't really care. They're just making the money. Whereas back 20 years back or 30 years ago, when you got people like Maggie Thatcher, and you had people like Michael Heseltine and Kenneth Clark, and you can reel them off Sylbourne. You could reel off those. For Rishi to come up, having that wealth status, he'll be at home. There'll be no problem because the Conservative Party supported that idea.
Yes, but you're missing out the biggest elephant in the room. If he had wealth then, he has what he cannot change now. He's still a minority. And we're forgetting that because he's presenting himself very well. So 30 years ago, with the same financial backing, if he presented how he is in his cultural, he's able to show us his culture and tell us that he's a proud person from a migrant family, because we're now accepting of that, and he's trying to put that forward as opposed to his wealth, because we're now promoting equality, diversity, and inclusion. So now Rishi can sell us the equality, diversity, and inclusion package as opposed to his wealth package. But to tell you the truth, these are my feelings on the matter. I feel as if Rishi has probably donated a lot of charitable monetary donations to a lot of charitable things in his party, which is probably why they kept him in for that long. But he's not the better candidate. They that's just my belief. That's my belief.
Well, a lot of these shows were being said when Barack Obama, and I say it all the while, when Obama won for nomination for America, because it's not going to happen. People were saying it all over the world. It was great. It was fantastic. Having a black person there, it's not going to happen. But guess what? He won, and he became the president of the United States twice. And if Rishi wins, that's happened. If he doesn't win, that's what happened. But I believe eventually, in due course, the UK will have a prime minister which is not Caucasian, whether it be a woman or a man. Whether it's going to be Sharika, Gary, or myself, it will happen one day.
Scotty's telling us that we're wasting our time talking about somebody who don't really care about you or me, or what we need to do is find common ground to empower ourselves. Scotty, what we're doing is sharing ideas and thoughts. We're educating each other. We're bringing points of view so that we can have a wider scope for when we decide to have this conversation outside of the Sylbourne show. We're more informed. So we're not caring too much about Rishi or Liz. We're going to go off this line on the program and eat our dinners and watch our programs. But what it's done is provided a platform for us to share ideas, educate each other, make informed decisions if we have to make a vote. And it's just allowing us to have a more well-informed discussion about things now and in the future.
In the House of Commons, when somebody make a speech like that, they'll shake their order paper and say, yeah, well done, Sharika. Because it is right, Scotty. I mean, at the end of the day, when you say don't really care about you or whatever, at the end of the day, these guys and the decisions that they make will have an impact upon us. So therefore, somehow, we have to discuss it. Because at the end of the day, when Sharika is in position and Gary's in position, we're going to have people talking about us. We don't want them, So therefore, we got to see time and harvest time. So as a person say, let them talk about, let me talk about them. So we saw it, and then they will talk about it. Listen, guys, before we go further, and before we wrap up, I've been following this story in Jamaica, and I know Sharika will labor this, but we got to go back on this one. Don't do that. Don't do that. I forbid you.
Why is Sharika doing that? Why is she doing that still? What's happening?
I don't know. Let me mute her for a second. No, this young lady, Donnelly Donaldson, has been missing, and to this day they can't find this body. From July the 13th, they can't find her where she is. Her boyfriend, Mr. Maitland, was arrested, or he turned himself in as a person of interest, and the baby mother for him as well. They say she has no being involved in it, but it is really concerning, because separate and apart from that, Sharika, why I brought this up is that there's a domestic violence issue in Jamaica where a man and a woman, and they threw a clipper at the lady, and the clipper went into her back or so. She's in hospital, and it's a DV issue. It's a that's where we're going to go. DV, domestic violence, where people are not able to deal with their differences, not able to deal with their conflict resolution, and all those sort of things are not taking place. And I don't know what is the background to what happened with this young lady and her partner and whatever, but it is really sad. And the poor mother of this lady is now in hospital, Sharika. You know that the mother is not well now. Sharika, you have to say something.
Guys, the truth of the matter is, it's a domestic violence issue, and I do empathize with the situation, and I'm glad that there's somebody who is being used as the forefronter to get this issue moving. So unfortunately, with every kind of risk and any type of bad thing, it's always catapults the conversation to something that will hopefully, enable change, positive change. The reason why I made a massive sigh is because it's just the whole thing is so hypocritical. And I go back to the dancehall industry. Recently, I just saw Bounty Killer and Beanie Man chanting that this singer Aishana for dead, and this was a day ago.
Oh, they did that. Oh, that's so
Yeah,
terrible.
and I just thought to myself, and I don't know why people are not running with that, because I know she had a cardboard cutout and she danced in front of it, whatever, whatever. I don't care if I watch dancehall, I watch everything, I watch Rishi, I watch Liz, I watch dancehall, I watch everything. I do what I want, but I just think to myself, guys, I just hope that it just makes a positive change. I don't want to absorb the trauma of her events. I never do. Whenever George Floyd died, I kind of stayed out of it because it's something that you can start carrying on your own shoulders, and you can start feeling the impacts of what happened to her in your own life because you're absorbing the trauma of the events. So unfortunately for me, because I've worked in critical care and all these other like morbid places, I try and avoid absorbing the traumas of others. But if you hear that I'm dead and somebody killed me, just bawl 2 times and done. Don't keep harping on about it.
Gary, what do you have to say about what Sherika says? And I don't know if you've heard of the story of this young lady
Well,
who has been missing. And
yeah, is she still missing?
yeah,
Is
she's
she
still missing, yes.
presumed dead?
Well, they're expecting the worst, if anything.
And she's a beautiful young girl. It's a terrible story, really. It's awful.
So who's the
Awful.
guy? Who's that guy?
Her boyfriend, the alleged killer.
Oh my God, play the
Oh,
video that I hated so much. Was it not Gary? Is it Gary that had the who was it? The guy that was telling the story and he was dragging it out.
Oh no, don't go there. That's Cliff Hughes. Yeah,
Cliff
yeah.
Hughes.
But anyway, anyway, the most important thing of
See,
today
look what
is that
Michelle said, Sylbourne. She goes, I lost a friend 2 weeks ago in Manchester. How comes I don't hear anything about her horrific death? I agree with you, Michelle. I agree with you 100%. People are dying every day and they're not making it. My cousin got shot 9 times and nothing happened with that. So I'm here with you. I'm here with you.
I
well,
mean,
I hope that they bring up a lot of people who have been missing over the time, and if that's the case, Gary, you're gonna say something before I wrap up?
yeah, I mean, as you mentioned, this Sharika about Beanie Man and Anu and
Bounty
Bounty.
killer.
yeah, saying that Ashanti for dead. Now, all of them kind of things there, they should. So, if anything up to her now, just for argument's sake, if anything up to her now, are they going to arrest Beanie Man and
Exactly.
they won't.
And because again, those guys have followings. They got followings. They got persons who will
But but
Absolutely.
follow them and
but
send the money.
I guarantee you this, right? If it happened here, if it was here, if the artist did it here, they would be the police would be on top of them
Yes,
because
incitement
it's what
to
they say.
violence.
They're inciting violence.
Yes, yes, yes.
And so you see, we have to be consistent across the board. We have to show some kind of
Yeah.
consistency. And you see, the thing about again, what Beanie Man and this other guy said, it's always been said in the Jamaican culture anyway. I mean, it was something that they used to sing about from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. It's not new. It's not new.
Yeah, yeah.
The,
Well, my condolences to the to Michelle's friend 2 weeks ago in Jamaica who lost their lives. Sherika, is that something I should play or what? No.
Well, I'm just showing you the evidence of what was said. So I like to back up some of these things with evidence if I can. So I just sent it to you. I don't know if you've got time, you could just stick it in there to show people what I'm talking about yesterday.
Well, what is it? What is that?
The video, so
Um,
I'll give you a background story. Aishana is a singer of DJ. She had a cardboard cutout of Bounty suggesting she's gonna dance in his face. No, no, no,
Can't
no.
play it for
No.
can't play it for the
I'm just giving you a background, So now he felt disrespected about it. So his approach to feeling disrespected is going on the stage show and calling that she's dead. And in such a sensitive time, you can't be inciting, it's just the hatred that Jamaican men are now having for women overall. They just hate women. Like they hate women most of them hate us. Thank God, thank God, say Gary alone, you know. I'm joking.
Yeah,
um,
I'm joking.
Sherika, the video, is there music on it or what?
No, it's just them talking.
Talking.
It won't flag up.
Uh,
You don't have to play the whole thing because.
Let us play a quick one of it. Can you see it?
Okay. This is Beanie Man. Oh, you're muted. It's not playing. Oh, it's not. There's no sound, Sylbourne. No sound.
Okay, 1 second.
You unmute yourself, I think.
So why the culture upon the stage government?
1 second. Let me just find the. Sherika, I don't know what
I
happened.
can't
It's
hear.
not. Can you hear me now?
Can't hear.
Can you hear me, Gary?
I can hear you.
You can't hear me?
I can hear you, man. I can't hear anything else but you, know.
Sherika, you can't hear me? Gary, you can hear me?
I can hear you.
Sherika, can you hear?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but Sherika can't hear nothing.
Hear. Is it my thing?
Yeah, I think I like we are tell you and shut you down. Sherika? Hello? Hello? Can you hear? Sherika?
Maybe it's me. I can't hear.
Well, listen, let's give congratulations to Dion, for graduating.
Let me tune in because I can't hear.
Can you see that, Gary? Gary, you can't hear anything either, Gary, can you?
You can see it. I can see it. I see it.
Yeah, that's Dion on her graduation there, you know. So let's give her a big up Dion and stuff like that. Look at that. Yeah. So big up, congratulations to Dion there for graduating a while ago.
Yeah,
so, Gary,
congrats.
Yeah.
It looks like I'll have to try and do something and not let Sherika know, you know. For me,
hang on a second. Hang on a second. It seemed like it was Sherika because Michelle is saying that she actually was here in the video. Well, maybe you need to come out and come back in. Yeah. Gary, were you here in the video?
I was hearing it. I didn't actually see anything, but I was hearing it.
Okay. Well, anyway, we watch it another time, and I don't know what's happening.
Sherika, you can't hear? Sherika can't hear anything at all.
Nah. Okay. She's gonna try to come back in.
Okay.
Anyway, hold on 1 second.
I'm here.
Can you hear me, Gary? Sherika? Nothing? Nothing from Sherika. All right. Well, guys, listen. Gonna wrap up now.
I can hear you.
Gary?
I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Well, anyway, we're gonna wrap up now, and have a good evening. Have a great day. Have a smashing on tonight. We hope that they find Donnelly. Congratulations to Dion. Pick up Michelle. And it's unfortunate what Beanie Man is saying and those guys about the young lady. That's not necessary. That's not warranted at all. And it's the same difference that incite violence, killing. Thank you very much and peace out. Bye-bye. Bye. Thank you guys, everyone.